hope you guys are having a good week. Well, it is only Tuesday, but either way, I hope you guys are having a good week and a good start to your week. I kind of want to talk about a topic that has come to my attention more recently, but also like I have questioned it myself before also. So that's going to be the topic of vegetarianism and not so much veganism, but same sort of concept. So I wanted to talk about like being vegetarian and like first of all, everyone should know that means like you don't eat any meat, so not even fish or seafood, and no meat, but you do still eat animal products, and that refers to eggs, cheese, basically dairy, like anything that comes from the animal. You do eat it if it comes from the animal, but you don't eat actual meat. So that's just a quick like summary of what it is. Um, I kind of want to talk about it because I know that a lot of like times people think that you can't be vegetarian and get the adequate protein that you need. So that is actually very false because I did take a nutrition course and I had personal experience as well as seeing that that's not true because my sister has been vegetarian for a very long time and she is healthy and she's fine and she never has issues with getting adequate protein. And my niece is also now a vegetarian and she is growing as she should be and she's doing great. So I want to talk about it in those terms, like there is the misconception that you don't get enough protein if you are vegetarian. Um, but in reality, there's so many foods that people eat and that we eat on a daily basis that contribute to our protein intake. So that is the really good thing about it is that you can get protein from so many different things that you don't need meat for protein. But the one thing I wanted to like make clear for myself was that I do try a lot of different like vegetarian options just because I'm not too big of a meat fan anyways, but also I just if it's there I'd like to try it. So I try a lot of different vegetarian options and what I've found to be the case with the whole protein issue is that if you're going to be counting macros as in your protein, carbs, fat and everything, then it can sort of I feel like hinder like I'm sure there are bodybuilders and stuff out there that might be vegetarian. There's someone out there. I know there is. There's someone out there that does it. And that's great, but it is a lot more difficult. I went to my sister's house over the summer and they are vegetarian. So for a couple months, I was pretty much vegetarian for the exception of like once or twice during that whole time that I ate meat. Um, and I was tracking macros during that time because after I was going on a trip to Miami. So I was tracking my protein and my fat and everything. And what I noticed is while you can find a lot of substitutions nowadays for meats, like you can find veggie patties, veggie chicken, all kinds of things, the only difference and downside to it is that those items oftentimes have less protein and a little bit more fat than an equivalent of an actual meat. And I'm referring to specifically more so, I guess, chicken. So 4 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast would yield about 1 gram of fat and then about 20 grams of protein. That's a pretty good ratio. However, the alternative options that I've used before would have a little bit less protein and they might have 5 or 6 grams of fat per serving. So that's the only thing I would see as a difficulty is that when you're substituting them, so we'll put it this way, an average person who just doesn't need excess protein to be building muscle and is just trying to live their life healthy, I don't think it's a problem. Like, you're going to get protein from so many different things that you don't even need to worry about it. But if you are deliberately trying to build muscle and that is part of your goal, I think it could be difficult because you are trying to reach a certain level of protein while staying at a certain level of fat as well. So that's where I think there could be an issue. And I will show you a couple examples. So give me just 1 second. This is a new one that I've recently tried and I think it's amazing. So if you guys want to try it, you really should. And to vouch for this, Otmar will never try anything vegetarian because he's just like certain he won't like it. But I got him to try this and he did say it was decent. So that counts for something. So these are chicken patties, like that you would make a sandwich with. Um, so this, and sometimes also, so like this has 13 grams of carbs. Like chicken breast isn't going to have carbs, but this has 13 grams of carbs just because it is, oftentimes the vegetarian options are made with vegetables which carry carbs or different alternative things. So it has 12 grams of protein, and that would be versus 4 ounces of chicken having 20 grams of protein, and it has 5 grams of fat versus the 1 gram of fat from regular chicken. This one's a little bit of a better option. This one's actually my favorite option. Um, the volume of the food is a lot less though. So like it's a serving is 6 strips. So you could eat 6 strips. It'll be 3 grams of fat, which is barely any more fat than regular chicken. And then it has 20 grams of protein in just the 6 individual strips. And oftentimes you could get away with eating 2 servings, and that'll be 6 fat, but that's 40 grams of protein. So these are definitely a huge alternative that I love a lot. Like you could literally just eat these like chicken tenders, I guess you would say, or you just dip them in ketchup, or you can make quesadillas with these, anything you want. So there are definitely a lot of alternatives. So I just wanted to kind of make this video to say it is possible to be vegetarian. Of course, I'm not. Like, I just think if you are trying to reach a certain protein goal, it is pretty difficult to do that without upping your fat. So that's the only disadvantage I would see. But like I said, as an average person just trying to reach a normal level of protein every day, like vegetarianism is definitely an option. Veganism is a whole different story because I've never experimented with that, and I don't really have experience with that because that means you don't eat any sort of like animal products. So you don't eat meat or seafood, and you also don't eat eggs, cheese, dairy, like milk, anything that comes from the animal. So that's a whole different story that I can't really get into because I don't really have any kind of like insight into it much. But I hope that you guys found that a little bit helpful and kind of clarifying like whether it's possible to be vegetarian or not and still maintain your health. It's definitely very possible. And I hope to be getting a video up soon of some workout footage. I know I haven't really done much with upper body on YouTube, like I haven't shown chest workout or something like that. So I'm really going to try hard to get a chest workout videotape for you guys and get it up for the next video. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.